We start the second half of the season off with a very special race for many of the people who join this league each week, and we're doing it at a half mile with a rich history and impact on the sport of dirt racing. You are about to see some heavy-hitting iRacers bring out the big show and take to the banking of Eldora Speedway live for the 2024 Gary Cunningham Memorial. No better place to be. Welcome to BRPtv tonight, February 12th, for race 11 of the BRP iRacing Series season. Joe Donahue here with you, and Jonathan Howe to my side, as always. Last night was the Super Bowl for our American football fans, and Jonathan, this race is one of the biggest events that we have on our own calendar. What's at stake tonight from your perspective?
You know, I think this is going to be one of those races, Joe, where you really want to jump out and make a statement here in the second season, or second part of the season, I should say. This is where you really want to jump out and say that, hey, I can be a contender, I can move up the rankings, and maybe even knock off Gavin Isley, which is crazy to say, but with so much time left in the season, anything is possible.
Anything is possible indeed, my friend, and we've had some nights where those anythings that could be possible were possible. Last week was one of them. Last week was a good week. It was a nice show for us, and it didn't really shake up the points table. But Jonathan, coming off of Dominic Roselli's breakthrough win last week, do you anticipate that opens floodgates, or is it going to be kind of a once-in-a-run kind of situation with Cody Higbee being as strong as he has been this season?
It's tough to say because Dominic Roselli has really come on strong in the last couple of weeks, put together some great runs. Why can't he do it again? We've seen his brother Anthony Roselli have some great pace, great speed throughout this season. And what about some of the faces that are back in the field, like a Jamie Porter? Can he sneak up there and maybe steal a win? Travis Cunningham, obviously this is the Gary Cunningham Memorial, named in honor of his late father, man who is so integral to so many around Southern Ontario who were trying to go fast, as Gary Cunningham and Cunningham Racing Engines were just stellar pieces and backed plenty of wins and championships throughout the time of working on those races, those engines. And of course, Travis knows a thing or two about engines himself, builds his own for his sprint car, and keeps up the Cunningham name and the speed element of the family name up. And I know that Travis would love to do something special here tonight. I mean, I know he's been battling a lot of tech issues as well. He's had to fight through, keeping the car connected and being a part of these sessions over a whole night. But I'm optimistic for the guy that this is the night he figures it out, gets a good run, and we'd all love to see that.
Absolutely, we would. We always are big fans of that kind of situation. The underdog, the upcoming, the David and Goliath, what have you. But talk to us a little bit, Jonathan, about what this means for you and him with the Southern Ontario Dirt Show to be a part of this as well. I mean, obviously, like you said, for his father, this is a big event for Travis Cunningham. But, I mean, I think for you guys represent Southern Ontario fairly well. And it's important for not just you guys, not just Travis, but just the entirety of it as a whole. And I'm sure that the rest of these Canadians in the field feel the same way.
Yeah, you know what? It feels good to represent the podcast and kind of get our name out there a little bit more. And we hope that some of you guys across the border jump on board and keep an eye on some of the names you may see fairly often in the series in some way or another. And if they don't race themselves, there's a good chance they're working on race cars that we're talking about. So this series and this moment and this chance to advertise and really be a part of the series is a great one for the podcast. Southern Ontario Dirt Show podcast. We just dropped a new episode on last Friday with Ryan Hunsinger. It's going to be a two-parter because that guy has plenty of stories to tell from his childhood around Eldora Speedway and the sprint car racing that he's done, now the ownership side of it that he's involved in. So there was a lot to get into, and looking forward to telling more stories on the next episode of the podcast. You can get the podcast, the Southern Ontario Dirt Show, wherever you get your podcasts, and watch our socials because I am committed to doing more clips and more work on that side of it this year. And there's even a couple other things that we've got up our sleeve in terms of content that goes beyond just the podcast. And once the racing season really gets going up here, we can't wait for that, and it's going to be exciting to share that with you through the Southern Ontario Dirt Show.
Well, we're very excited for that. I'm getting excited and antsy about my own racing situations down in central Pennsylvania as well. I know we're all getting really ready to get back out to our local tracks. But before we get back to all that, we've got a championship to run with the BRP iRacing series. And take a really quick look at these points tables here coming into this race tonight. Cody Higby's been holding station at the top pretty easily. Ryan Beagle second. Dominic Roselli slowly putting it together, starting to get closer and closer every week. And Gavin Isley kind of sneaking his way into the top five as well. He's just been quietly getting good results. Anthony Roselli rounds out that top five for us, Jonathan. And the rest of the top 10, just those guys who've been able to come out every week and keep running and stay loyal to the series.
Gavin Isley's a name that I'm not going to lie, I didn't expect to see him as high up in the points, and I definitely didn't expect him to see him at the top of the speed chart here tonight thus far in practice. But he's somebody that you have to watch, because if he is, if he's accumulated this amount of points with, I'll say, a quiet season, Joe, if he turns up the wick here, maybe this is the guy who can really take the fight to get to Cody Higby this year.
Definitely could be, and he started off on the right foot for tonight as he went fastest in practice there. Now we go 3 minutes for 2 laps, and all of our 14 drivers to put together the 2 best laps they can and set the starting grids for our 2 heat races of the evening. Jonathan, anybody you want to watch those first laps of out on the track for qualifying?
I feel like we got to keep an eye on Isley. If he can get a front row starting spot, be up towards the front of a heat here, that could be very important. Not just tonight, but going forward in this season. And you can see him ripping the top side and kind of banging the boards a little bit through that corner. And now down the back, stretching into 3 and 4. We'll see what Isley does to turn up the wick here as he'll take the green, I think, this time. I believe this is the first lap that counts for him.
It should be. Now, hitting the wall on your in these qualifying laps, it will invalidate the lap time. You want absolutely no contact to get a clean lap in and get the actual lap put up on the board. So that was actually his first lap. And Jonathan, he hit that board, so it didn't count. Now lap number 2 is going to go up, and he will jump to third quick. Ryan Beagle very fast at this racetrack. He goes to the top. The rest of them coming around, getting their qualifying laps in, brother.
Cody Higby yet to turn a time yet. We'll have to watch him as well as, oh, there he goes, right to the top of the charts. Cody Higby, and how about Tyler Pacholski posting a great time there in second fastest, and Travis Cunningham to the party on the family night, and he ends up 4th quickest. Anthony Roselli going to take a time here, Joe, and we'll see where this 7 car ends up on the board.
Roselli going to be the last one to set the 2 laps. His first one goes second quick, 16.810. He's barely a half tenth off Cody Higby on the first lap. He goes to the bottom. That's an interesting line. Does it go better? It does, but not enough. 7.89 on the 16 for Anthony Roselli, so he will be the pole sitter for the second heat race. Cody Higbee getting those bonus points once again, Jonathan. It's just every time you come out here and Cody Higbee gets those points, it's just helping him in the championship. That's all it is.
So strong, so consistent, Joe. I mean, what else is there to say about this guy? Every time there's a moment, an opportunity to perform, he does. And even the nights where he seems like he's maybe a little bit off or just something not quite going right, well, he finds a way.
He does. He always finds a way. You see the 14 drivers, they put in all their lap times, so they're going to sit station where they are right now. Matt DeRitter won this race last time we came here. That was the penultimate round of the previous season. Not a sensational qualifying run, but there's plenty of time left in the night for him. One of the names you are probably used to seeing here with the BRP iRacing series that you won't tonight is the driver of the number 49 machine out of Pennsylvania, Dean Meitzler. Dean Meitzler gave us an update earlier that his stepdaughter is about to get a grandchild into the family. So Dean has more important things to be dealing with tonight. We will not see the number 49 out on track, but we wish him and his family the best, and hopefully everything goes well tonight. Dean will be a grandfather, and that's a very special thing for him. Happy for him. Sorry we had to miss him for it, but duty calls. And as duty calls, as announcers, it's time to bring you the starting lineup of the first heat race of the night. 8 laps on it. Let's see how the 7 line up. We're going to start from the pole. Here we bring him over here. Cody Higbee in the number 97, championship leader. And he's got more wins than pretty much everybody else combined this season so far. Tyler Pachalski going to roll on his outside in the Nickel Street clothesline number 21P. Great time from him in qualifying. Starting third, look at that. He's starting up in row number 2. Travis Cunningham in the Southern Ontario Dirt Show machine. To his outside will be the number 28 longtime driver in this series, Jeff Sharp. Row number 3 on the inside, back on the block and ready to rock is Jamie Porter in the number 45 machine. They call him the Pistol. And also back, the Beef in the Beef Esports number 31 is Corby Daniels. He will go from 6th. And the Teach, Pat Reiser in the Murder Graphics number 33, going to tag the tail and bring it to us from Shotgun. Jonathan, it's time, brother. It's time to start racing. Track looks pretty good. It looks young. There's probably a lot of grip down in there. We'll have to see how these guys are about to use it off this start.
Yeah, looking forward to it, and I do believe they are going to do a little bit of a track prep, track reset kind of thing before halfway, or before we get going in the feature, I should say. So we'll see this track change maybe a couple different times through the night between the heats and the feature. As the flag is up, pedals are down, away we go. And into corner number 1, Higbee trying to clear to the lead, while Pachalski using that extreme outside lane. Can't keep pace with him. In fact, he maybe gives a little tap to the outside wall down the backstretch. Now he might lose 1-2 positions here as Jeff Sharp is through, and look at the Pistol down low.
Jamie Porter putting it together down low right now. Jeff Sharp in second place. Great start for him. Tyler Pachalski's start down the backstretch, that just isn't what you need. You need to keep that momentum up, and unfortunately he couldn't do so, and he falls backwards. It is Cody Higbee, Jeff Sharp, Jamie Porter, Tyler Pachalski, Corby Daniels, Travis Cunningham, and Pat Reiser at the line. There goes Cunningham trying to make a move on the Beefer, and it didn't quite work out for him. He stays down low. Him and Pat Reiser are going to fight it for 6th as Cody Higbee up front just keeps building and holding station on that lead.
You can see Jamie Porter trying that extreme outside. This time he uses maybe a bit more of a middle groove through 1 and 2, and he'll get by Tyler Pachalski there for 3rd, and now try to set his sights on Sharp. Can't get to the inside of him that time through 3 and 4, but on the front stretch he'll look to set up the move going into 1 and 2.
There it goes into 1 and 2. Sharp's kind of moving up the racetrack a little bit. This is goofy. Tyler Pachalski's been hitting the boards every single time he goes through every corner, actually. Now he just barely holds it off the wall. But, oh, look out. Oh, boy.
Heads up.
Well, Travis Cunningham into the wall there. Nothing too major. It's going to be a bit of damage to the 90 car, but we only got 3 laps around the track. He'll be okay. Cody Higbee's still leading up front, and that takes Pachalski out of contention as well. Puts Beefer in 4th place.
Surprise for the Beefer getting up there in the bonus point mix right now. He's trying to hold off Pat Reiser for those points with now 2 laps to go. Meanwhile, up at the front, Cody Higbee doing a good job pacing the field. Hasn't really checked out on Jeff Sharp, but Sharp's got a mirror full of Jamie Porter, who's still challenging to the inside, but hasn't been able to get by that 28 car just yet.
It is Porter to the very high side as the white flag has come out, and he's rim riding right now. He's not even sliding through the corners. Jeff Sharp going to hold on by the looks of things. Cody Higbee very easily going to run to the bottom and come up to the top and take the first heat race of the night. Cody Higbee wins yet another heat race this season. That is number 6 on the season for him in terms of heat races.
Winning about half his heat races all year.
That's crazy. That's crazy how good he is. All right, let's bring the next group to you. Starting from the pole, going to be the Anthony of the two Roselli brothers. Driving the Van Sickle Electric number 7, black, white, and pink. To his outside, the reigning champion of the series, second in points, the Ackland Insurance number 84, Ryan Beagle. They call him the Big Dog. On the inside of row number 2, the other Roselli brother, the winner last week in car number 80. That's Dominic Roselli. To his outside, we might have to add a new nickname to the roster for Gavin Isley. Call him the Sleeper in terms of those championship points he's been gaining slowly but surely on everybody else. Starting 5th place, going to be the reigning winner from the last time we took these cars to this racetrack is Matt DeRitter in the other Murder Graphics machine. To his outside, the Slate Electrical number 2 is back with us this week. Alan Slight goes from 6th and from 7th in the 47 Technology number 96. Richie Pereira will take it to the green from shotgun as well. One more lap around for 7 more drivers and 8 more laps in heat race number 2 to get us into the 75-lap feature, the Gary Cunningham Memorial for 2024. Jonathan, I will hand it back to you. You got those Roselli brothers starting on the inside line. Matt DeRitter right behind him. I just think that might maybe be exciting. I don't know.
I mean, anytime those two get together and or at least around each other, it gets intense, gets exciting, and it's going to be tough to say who's who's the favorite amongst these front 4. We're really going to have to see, and I'm looking forward to it as the flag is up, pedals are down once again. Away we go in heat number 2, down the back straightaway, much tighter on this initial start than we've seen in restarts prior. As Anthony Roselli slides up to the lead, and here comes Beef with the crossover move. Battle to the line. I think Beef leads it by a nose.
It's Beagle going to barely take the nose there. Dominic Roselli staying down low with him. Great battle going on here. They're all over the racetrack. A bunch of good lanes of racing right now all over. And, yeah, I think this is just clean to say it is a stacked heat race we've got right here, and they are proving it. With Anthony Roselli leading Ryan Beagle at time past the line. Dominic Roselli, Gavin Isley trying to use the top side. Now he's going by the gas man to run up there. Anthony Roselli goes up top with him. Ryan Beagle down low. Richie Pereira, the only one kind of digging backwards. 6 of them are pretty much under a blanket right here. Alan Slight even getting into the picture now.
Yeah, I think I was calling on Beef to start there, but I meant Beegs, the Big Dog, Ryan Beagle. Doing a great job at the front of this field as Anthony Roselli puts it in the wall. And look at this. Where's Gavin Isley go? 4 wide for the lead. How about that? Right to the bottom side of the racetrack. Al Slight's right there as well. Good racing at the front here from these 4-5 drivers now. They are all on top of each other, and it's Dominic Roselli coming out and leading right now. Anthony Roselli settles in line there to second. Good racing at the front, Joe.
Freaking good racing, dude. That was insane. 4 wide into the turn. I don't know if we've ever even seen that before with the BRP iRacing series. Got 2 to go at the line. Dominic Roselli leads. Anthony, his brother, in second. He's going to try to hold back Ryan Beagle's big charge here, and I don't think he's going to be able to. Alan Slight following the 84 on the top side. Gavin Isley now playing catfish. 3 wide for second place down the back chute. A lap and a half to go, Jonathan.
Lap and a half to go indeed. It's getting tight. It's getting close towards that second place battle. Beagle on the outside. There's Anthony Roselli down low. Gavin Isley trying to find his way through. I'm surprised Isley hasn't quite been able to find the line to really get around all this traffic and challenge for the lead. He looked fast early in the night. Hasn't seen the speed just yet as he's still working that inside line coming to the checkers. And there it is. Dominic Roselli gets the win over the Big Dog Ryan Beagle. Anthony Roselli. And 4th place, I think, went to Slate. Yes, Al Slate.
Nice stuff. That was a great heat race. I hope if that sets the tone for what we're about to see in the feature tonight, we are in for a treat, Jonathan. We've got 5 minutes of warm-up to wait for it, but I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the racetrack, and I'm also liking, if you can notice, the screen's a little bit darker. We've got an overcast situation starting here at the virtual Eldora Speedway, which definitely is going to help rejuvenate the track, keep it alive, and give us more of what we just saw.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking, I don't know where we're going to be at with these after this 5 minutes here. That second heat really gave me a lot of promise for some of the racing that we're going to see later in the night.
Definitely going to do so. Well, later into the night, we're going to get to it. But first, as we like to do here at BRPtv, we've got to take a second to spotlight some of our partners and sponsors of this series. Longtime support from companies like Dig Race Products, Creative Turnings, MDR Designs, 47 Technology, Southern Ontario Dirt Show, Murder Graphics. We got a good crew going on here, and we appreciate everybody coming out, giving support, especially with us at BRPtv as well, watching along on Facebook and YouTube and coming back to the replays and everything. We would not be able to do this without everyone watching along, and especially not without Murder Graphics, Creative Turnings, Dig Race Products, the Southern Ontario Dirt Show, 47 Technology, and MDR Designs. We would not be able to do this without Beef, Corby Daniels, who you're seeing on screen in the number 31, and we would not be able to do it without Matt DeRitter in the 03 car driving right here. These guys, they put together a nice league. They keep things clean. They keep it straight-laced as best as they can, and then they get to come out and have a little bit of fun. Always a pleasure to do it alongside you, Jonathan. And it's a good night for racing, my friend.
It absolutely is a great night for racing. I cannot wait for it. You know what? I just really don't know what to expect from this race. That was such a tight battle. We saw one heat where there was a stacked field and one heat where Cody Higbee really took it to him. You mix Cody Higbee in with that lot that we saw in the second heat, he's going to have track position on them. But if for whatever reason Higbee falls back or gets, a bad restart and gets swamped on it, it's going to be hard to move forward if, you're going to see 3 and 4 wide racing most of the night.
I'd agree with that. Let me give you the top 3, actually maybe the top 5 from last time we raced here. Winner, Matt DeRitter. Second place, Ryan Beagle. Third, Cody Higbee. Fourth, Ryan Susi. Fifth, Gavin Isley. Now, Ryan Susi isn't here tonight. Matt DeRitter, we've seen him tonight. Started a little slow. He's currently 5th on the board. That's not terrible at all. And the other 3 names that I listed were in a hell of a fight in that heat race. Now, do you think, Jonathan, even though it was a year ago, do you think that has an effect on what we're about to see? Do you think that previous race here, the last time we all came out, will that play into the confidence or the memory of those guys and give them an advantage?
I almost wonder if it's, they take to the track on their own time so much, these guys. A lot of them talk about the practice they put in each week and just running laps, getting refamiliarized with it. I don't think anybody really has a distinct advantage as opposed to someone else. I think it's more about just how many hours you've been able to put in. And I think a lot of the drivers that we see at the top consistently are the guys probably spending the most time with the game and with these tracks each week, Joe? So for me, I don't necessarily look to last year's results as a be-all, end-all. It's important to know, important to note. But ultimately, I just think, a guy like Anthony Roselli, Dominic Roselli, I know those guys try to run as much as they can through the week and get a little familiarity. And as rookies, it's really made the difference for them to be competitive in this league. So, but once again, Gavin Isley jumps to the top of the board in single lap speed charts here, Joe. And again, this is kind of why when people ask me for picks in NASCAR and they want to know why who I think is going to win a race on any given weekend, I don't really look at practice single lap. I always go for that 5-lap average, that 10-lap average to try to get a better picture of the story. And that's kind of what I wish I had right now. Who's got the best 10-lap average that they've run in this session? Probably 5 laps, a pretty good judge, I would say. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Gavin Isley. I think he's figuring something out up there on the high side.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same, but I also full-heartedly agree with you. If we had longer run information, that would definitely be a little bit more helpful, especially considering traffic and track state and everything with these cars. Things change a bit, so we'll have to wait on that one. The warm-up ends. Gavin Isley's fastest. Anthony Roselli, Dominic Roselli, they round out the top 3 in the warm-up. It's flipping over. Eldora Speedway about to roar to life once again. Why don't we bring the starting lineup to him? We'll give him a second to put the cars out on track. Man, everybody stuck the car out there quick. They want to get rolling here for the Gary Cunningham Memorial. Let's bring it to you. So, starting from pole, driving car number 97 out of New York in the Iceless Handsome Devil Catering and Barbecue machine is Cody Higbee. To his outside, starting second, car number 80, Van Sickle Electric and 5L Enterprises on the side for Dominic Rosselli. Starting from third, fantastic stuff in his heat race in the number 28 machine. Bowers Auto Shop MDR Designs on it for Jeff Sharp. Starting fourth place is the big dog. And the Ackland Insurance APC Auto Parts machine representing Ontario, Ryan Beagle. Starting from fifth place in the 45 car, they call him the Pistol, out of Welland, Ontario in the Evergreen Thrift Store. St. Catharines Marina machine is Jamie Porter. Starting from P6 in car number 7. They call him the Ice Chip, the House of Speed. Van Sickle Electric machine of Anthony Rosselli. And starting 7th, look at that with a starting spot for car number 31, the Beef Esports MDR Designs Murder Graphics machine is Corby Daniels. From his outside, the Slight Electrical number 2, MDR Designs on the side of that one as well for Alan Slight. And starting from 9th in car number 33, Port Jervis, New York's Murder Graphics Cactus Fabrication car, that's Pat Reiser. Going from 10th in car number 18 is going to be the Performance Automotive Showtime Custom Wraps Gasman Gavin Isley. And from 11th, driving the 21P with Smithville RV Nickel Street Clothesline on the side, that's Tyler Pachalski. Going from 12th, 47 Technology on the side from St. Catharines Marina is Richie Pereira. From 13th, the Southern Ontario Dirt Show Tammy 10 Media Bowens Automotive car of Travis Cunningham. And from 14th, I guess he EOL'd himself and wanted to start from the back, the 03 Murder Graphics machine gets sent to the rear. Matt DeRitter going to... Oh, whoa. We got... Hold on a second. What happened to Cody Higbee? Where's the pole sitter?
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, no.
I was looking at my stats, and I didn't even see there. We lost him. Cody Higbee is not in the starting lineup. That is probably the biggest curveball of the points situation that we have seen this season, and the green flag is out. And Cody Higbee now getting out onto the racetrack. Dominic Rosselli is going to lead the first lap. Oh, man. Jonathan. Oh, man.
So I noticed that Higbee didn't turn a lap, I don't think, in that warm-up session. Is he trying to start from the back to make it interesting, or did he really have some issues there?
I'm wondering if he would have had some issues there. That's crazy. I mean, if there's anybody who can take 75 laps and get back to the front, it's probably him. But still, that's big. That's big for Dominic Rosselli. That's big for Ryan Beagle, especially big for Ryan Beagle, I'd say.
Well, we'll keep an eye on where Higbee is able to run throughout this race. We'll see if any cautions help him out at all. But right now, it's all Dominic Rosselli up at the front. Here comes the big dog, Ryan Beagle, through to second, getting past Jeff Sharp. Meanwhile, we've got about a 3-4 car stack up behind Sharp from about fourth on back. See who can settle out that position. It looks like Isley on the top side, Porter's in the middle, and here comes Anthony Rosselli on the bottom side. He'll challenge Sharp now for the third spot of this race.
Sharp getting split by Isley and Anthony Rosselli. And now Rosselli going to take it to Ryan Beagle. Actually, you know what? Both of them are taking it to Ryan Beagle. Screw it. Top and bottom. Let's go around them. The number 7 and the number 18, number 84 right there in the middle of the red car. Oh, he's squeezing down on Rosselli, and that's actually going to give Isley an opportunity because he pulls the momentum off the top. Gavin Isley into second.
There goes Isley around the top. I know he was trying to make that top side work earlier in the night. We saw it even on his qualifying lap, and that affected his qualifying pace, at least the first lap that we saw out of him. And now he seems to have found the right line to ride to keep it out of the fence and move forward. Jamie Porter's moved up there as well in the 45. He's using that extreme outside as well. He'll tap the fence down the front stretch, though, just ever so slightly. There's Anthony Rosselli trying to make up the ground. Can't do it. He'll fall back in line into fourth spot.
And Rosselli goes to fourth. Jamie Porter to third. good start for him. I heard somebody bash the wall there in turn number 3. Dominic Roselli, he's been holding on pretty easily to the lead here. He didn't have much of a challenge. That has closed. It is Gavin Isley right there and looking on the inside. Are we going to see a slider? No, he stays low. He stays to the bottom, and he plays catfish, and new leader, Gavin Isley.
Good job from the 18 car to dive to that inside, and he's still got a great apex. You can see the car really rotating in the center of the corner, and that's setting up perfectly for him to drive down these straightaways here at Eldora. Meanwhile, here comes Jamie Porter. He'll dive to the inside, and Dominic Roselli wants to lead back. It's a 3-wide battle for the lead once again.
Roselli to the middle again. Man, this racetrack is beautiful. It is handling so good right now. And look who's here. Anthony Roselli is going to make it a 4-car battle for the lead, and everything's going pretty well all over the racetrack. A lot of really great battles going on. The lead battle obviously is going pretty well. This little battle is getting hectic. Matt DeRitter, Pat Reiser, Tyler Pachalski, Jeff Sharp, Al Slight, Corby Daniels. That's the group right here. 6 cars under a blanket racing for the mid-pack positions, but definitely putting on a good show back here. Holy cow. Look out. Look out.
You see Ryan Beagle in the front of this little 6-pack, and he's fallen all the way off the pace. Kind of surprising to see after he started strong and was up towards the front. I'm not sure if he's got to save something in the tank for later on. That's the strategy. Oh, contact between the 21 and the 31. Beefer gets a little help from his buddy Tyler Pachalski.
Oh, look out.
Things get spicy there, and now Jeff Sharp goes almost around, and he'll bounce off the inside wall. We stay green for now, but things are getting dicey towards the back of the field.
They sure are. Pereira goes around the outside of him there. That's such a shame for Jeff Sharp. He had such a good start to this evening, and unfortunately, we'll have to see if he can rebound. Gavin Isley, race leader. Dominic Roselli, side-by-side with Jamie Porter, the pistol, is into second place here on the straightaway. Roselli trying to get ahead. Topside looks like it might be just a tad bit better right now, Jonathan, as Jamie's able to pull around and try to get that black, blue, and white number 45 back into shape with the black and orange number 18 leading the way.
Right now, it is all Gavin Isley. Jamie Porter doing a good job mimicking the line. Hasn't been able to really advance on the 18, but he doesn't really have to at this point in the race. You know, we're not even a third of the way into it. Take your time, pace yourself. We got some Roselli on Roselli violence here. Well, not quite violence, but they're battling over that third spot, and things could get tight here as it looked like Dominic was thinking about sliding all the way up to the top side, but he cut the 7 a break just in case Anthony Roselli was going to be there. Good to see those two racing up towards the front and really being consistent once again in this season.
Yeah, we've seen some violence between them, and we've seen some high consistency from these drivers. 2 very great adds to the roster for the BRP iRacing series this season. 20 laps into this race, Gavin Isley is your leader. Jamie Porter, Dominic Roselli fighting Anthony for 3rd and 4th place respectively. That's what you see on your screen. Ryan Beagle is in 5th. Matt DeRitter 6th. Pat Reiser 7th. And Cody Higbee, do a Cody check here, is in 8th place. Just recently got around Beef and Alan Slight.
Starting to move forward. Hasn't really made a ton of ground up yet. He did also have maybe, 6 seconds to make up on the leaders, I'd say, when he was able to roll back onto the racetrack towards the back of the field after missing the call for the actual start of this thing. But so far, so good for Cody Higbee in his march forward. And we're coming up on the 3rd of the way here, and he's picked up about a 1/3 of the positions he possibly could so far. So we'll keep an eye on Higbee. And right now, the car I'm probably most curious about is that 45 of Jamie Porter. He's not gaining by any means, but again, we've seen, Joe, where as we go on board with the 45, we've seen, Joe, where it's important to save your stuff a little bit and make sure you got a little car left at the end.
Oh, that's probably, I think that was the Achilles heel of Dominic Roselli and Anthony Roselli earlier in this season. Oh boy, look out, Jamie gets it back underway. That's definitely a big piece of the puzzle, and I think this racetrack, maybe not as much as some of the other tracks that we've gone to this season, Jonathan. We got a fair bit of grip still in this facility, but yeah, when you get slick especially, you need to save those tires. You need to have some rubber left on them to power forward. And Jamie Porter, I don't really know much enough because he raced with us for a long time back when there was no wear model on the tires for these cars. He's really good, but the tires didn't wear out. I honestly don't really know where he fits in the puzzle in the tire saving game.
Yeah, it's hard to say, Joe. I don't really know either right now where exactly to expect to see him on the spectrum of, being able to save anything. I know that he's feeling comfortable because he keeps running that wall line, and every lap it looks like he's getting closer and closer towards knocking the fence down. Dominic Roselli has not really been able to eat into the advantage that Porter has on him for the second spot. Things starting to get pretty strung out amongst the top five, really amongst the field right now. But we're seeing Anthony Roselli dive to the bottom, and Dominic Roselli bounces it off the wall, and he'll retreat to the bottom side of the racetrack to avoid any further bumps with that outside wall, at least on this lap.
And this time by, he does hold on to that pretty well. Another guy who's kind of quietly coming into this picture is Matt DeRitter in the 03 car. Like we've said a couple times in this broadcast, the last time we raced here at Eldora, he won. He goes to college in Ohio. That might be a little bit of home turf advantage for the 03 machine. He's just very quietly getting back into a picture with these front runners. Ryan Beagle right there on screen. Ryan also, he's got a good run going here, but he's got to get a little bit closer to the front. He can really capitalize on this point situation with Cody Higbee starting from the tail if he gets a little closer. But he's also, I think Ryan Beagle might be my pick if I had to pick somebody who could save a car to the end of the race. So I'm not that concerned, but I'd at least try not to lose sight of these guys if I were driving the 84 car right now.
The other thing, too, is that Cody Higbee's only 2 spots behind him, up to 7th now. Has some time in terms of actual track placement. Ooh, car on the wall right behind. Was that Pat Reiser? I couldn't see exactly who that was.
Yes, sir.
It was Pat Reiser in the wall pretty hard, actually, behind Cody Higbee there. But, you don't want to lose track time. And it really seems like the track position advantage is starting to kind of shrink. I mean, Cody Higbee's going to catch these guys if they keep running the way they are, especially from second on back. Maybe not Gavin Isley, especially if it stays green. He's really out there, but everybody's starting to really push their boundaries, and I almost feel like we're getting an Eldora stripe, especially in 1 and 2.
Ooh, I like that. Good touch there, Jonathan. It's just the track's getting used up a bit, and the guys aren't really adjusting to it. And they keep hitting the wall like that. I mean, Dominic Roselli, you keep doing that, you're gonna break the car, you're gonna damage your machine, and then what are you gonna do? Then you're just riding out to the end of the race with a damaged race car. They seem to be moving down in 3 and 4, but 1 and 2, 1 and 2, we're still gonna go for it. And it's not really helping Dominic right now. Whoa, that got close.
Getting real close towards the front of this field right now. Ryan Beagle's back in this mix. He's trying to come forward. Like you said,
we got a yellow.
Do we have a caution on the field?
We have a yellow.
And I think this might be for Cody Higbee, the way he's dropping towards the back anyways.
He is slow. I'm not sure what this is about. We'll have to check a replay. Oh, this is going to be interesting, Jonathan. Here, let's click this button and let's see what's the deal with this. Give us a second here. We're backwards in the replay, but not sure when, why, how, wherefore art thou that the 97. Oh, there it is.
Just a round on his own.
Man, does he even hit anything? And sorry for the singing there. He did not hit anything.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty clean spin ultimately for Cody Higbee. And he'll lose a bunch of time and track position that he had gained throughout the first 39 laps of this event. But a restart, Joe, to shake things up.
Yeah, he didn't lose a ton. He's back to 9th. So what? That's 2 spots. Because he didn't crash. He didn't spin, anything crazy. So they would have let him. Well, actually, they might be dropping him to the rear now. Or maybe Alan Slice just getting excited. They might not drop him to the end of the line. They might just put him where he would have merged back in. Because honestly, Jonathan, that arguably could have gone as not being a yellow. But they do throw it in, and it ticks off a couple laps for us. We are now going to be 40 laps into it. Gavin Isley to the restart, and we're back underway.
Back underway indeed, and to the bottom, Jamie Porter going for the lead. Can't quite make it stick down there. Meanwhile, Anthony Roselli up on the high side. He'll try to take away second spot from Porter. can't get around him. They're still side by side chasing Gavin Isley, and Cody Higbee trying to move his way forward. He's got a log jam in front of him with Pat Reiser, the Beef right there, Matt DeRitter, and Dominic Roselli, who's gone a little bit backwards on this restart.
Yeah, Roselli fell into the rest of these guys' grips here. That let Ryan Beagle pop into 4th place. And now Pat Reiser and Corby Daniels going at it for 6th place. Matt DeRitter and Dominic Roselli, a little bit of contact. You see Higbee goes to the top side behind him. This is a bit of a mess right now with these guys. Look out for for Beef there. Contact with Pat Reiser. Around his outside, man back on the block and ready to rock. Corby Daniels actually got a good-looking race car right now. That car's driving pretty good.
Cody Higbee really struggling in the back of the field. Tried to get to the outside that time, lost some time, and now he'll try to mount a charge once again, but he's under fire there from Al Slight and from the 21P of Tyler Pachelski. Meanwhile, Porter upstairs still working around Dominic Roselli. He's dropped off a bit, and here comes the big dog. Ryan Beagle is through to 3rd place. Good 3-car battle from 3rd on back.
3rd place battle is a 3-wide battle. Whoa, look out. They almost made contact there, and then they almost made contact again. Matt DeRitter getting into the picture. He's got a lot of momentum up there. I would not be surprised if he ends up passing Dominic Roselli. He's just got to get some line around the 45 car. The 45's kind of stunting his speed. Oh, look out. Oh, my gosh. The admins are going at it. We've got a battle on the track between Corby Daniels and Matt DeRitter. And look out, Cody Higbee's in there, too. Why not? All the gray cars.
Higbee trying to find a way forward. He battles down to the inside of Beef. They both get by Matt DeRitter, but Cody Higbee has not advanced forward through this field the way we thought he might. Still time left in this one as they're going to be coming up on 25 to go in a couple laps here. But it has really been a struggle for that 97 machine throughout this entire event. And up at the front still, it's Gavin Isley leading the way from Anthony Roselli and the big dog Ryan Beagle, who's found himself in a podium spot while his championship rival is struggling towards the back of the field.
And he's trying to get around the Beefer, and he is not getting there. Saw Alan Slight cowboy up. I keep hearing guys hitting the outside wall. Check back in. Man, oh boy, Gavin Isley. This is a gap. That is a lead right there for Gavin Isley. Very easily out front, 2/3 of the way into this one, 50 laps down, about 25 left. And Gavin's hoping for it to stay green, and we are not going to stay green. We're actually going straight to a yellow. I might have jinxed it, and unfortunately, it is Corby Daniels.
Tough break for the Beef here as we've got a caution and basically setting up for 20-some-odd lap shootout.
Let's go backwards. Let's check out what happened. Oh, this is going to be interesting when you see this one back, Jonathan. This is going to include Cody Higbee, and I think DeRitter, or Pat Reiser, might get a piece of it too. Let's see if we can break that. Jonathan, we're going to see if we can break that down for us on what you see here. It'll start happening in turn number 1.
So we got Beef up on the outside. He's going to bounce off the fence, and that's going to kick him down right in front of Cody Higbee. Higbee just drives into him because there's nowhere else to go. Reiser into Higbee, and then DeRitter into Beef. He'll go around as well, and they're all just stacking up from there. It looks like Tyler Pachelski and Jeff Sharp just barely missed, but they'll bounce off each other as we got a little jingle, as they say, in turn 1 there. But yeah, I mean, it's not Cody Higbee's fault. You got a car bouncing off the wall in front of you. Not really anywhere else you can go when you're on the fastest part of the racetrack. So just one of those chain reaction deals, and I'm sure Beef didn't want to put her in the fence either like that. So tough break for all involved, but we'll reset. We'll stack them, re-rack them, and settle it with basically a 20-lap shootout.
I think there's a little bit of damage on the 97 car. I can see the Nerf bar on the sides got some damage. I see a little bit of bodywork damage. It looks to me like the left front is cocked a little sideways more than it probably should be. That's making, we'll see if that has an effect on Cody moving forward. He's in 8th place right now. And his main championship rival, Brian Beagle's in 3rd. So we'll see what happens. Green flag coming back to you, Jonathan.
Gavin Isley with a great jump. He'll jump to the high side from the low line on that restart. Anthony Roselli trying to use the top side, and here comes Jamie Porter to the outside. He's trying to make a move on the big dog, Ryan Beagle, down low. Dominic Roselli working on the 80 machine down low as well. He'll fall back in line behind Beagle.
Beagle goes to the bottom. He's the leader of that charge. Anthony Roselli into the picture. He's in second place. You see him with the black and white car, the pink number 7 on the side, the orange number 45 on the side of Jamie Porter's car runs third. Gavin Isley doing more of the same, yellow flag, back out more of the same in that regard as well, and I don't know why. I think it might be the Southern Ontario Dirt Show machine this time, Jonathan. Pull a replay out and see if we can figure out why we are under yellow again. Oh, yep, that is exactly why we're under yellow again.
Well, you can see a 3-wide battle here. Pereira down low, DeRitter right there in the middle. Looks like they're going to get a piece of Beef as Beef goes by. Travis going to pull alongside, and he's actually going to hook Beef. And they all just stack in from there. Oh, hard hit for the 90 ride. That's going to be, I'm sure, a little bit of damage, if not a lot of damage to that machine in this one. But yeah, just some chain reaction stuff. Pretty tight racing at the back of the field is stacking these guys up.
That is tough for Travis Cunningham. I would definitely say there's a fair bit of damage on that race car. And Beef, too, probably a fair amount. Cunningham took it to the pit lane to get some repairs done on that car. Out of the 14 that started, we have 13 on the lead lap. Richie Pereira is 1 lap down there in the number 96 machine. Got a shout-out on the YouTube stream. As we mentioned before, Dean Meitzler couldn't be with us, at least on the track, but he's with us in the stream. Hope all is well over there, Dean, and we are rooting for your whole crew tonight, wishing you all the best. So we'll see if we can round the last 15 laps out with a bang for our buddy Dean Meitzler and his whole family. And Gavin Isley is going to take the reins and throttle him up. And we're back to green here at Eldora. Oh, right to the top. That was aggressive, and I liked it, and it worked out for Gavin Isley.
It's worked on the last 2 restarts. Nobody's been able to kind of keep up with him. He just gets such a great launch from that bottom lane and drives it forward up the racetrack into 1. Does a great job managing things from the top side. He really, I kind of almost feel like he's been the focal point tonight. We talked a little bit about Isley, where he sits in the points coming into tonight. Surprisingly, up towards the front, even though he's had maybe a bit of a quiet season, all things considered, but he is not having a quiet night by any stretch of the imagination. He is the dominant car. He's been the car to beat, and now he's got just under 15 laps to hold off this field, as here comes the big dog, Ryan Beagle, up to second now, battling with Anthony Roselli.
Roselli going to send it back to him. Slider and slider back. It's slide or die, as Thomas Meserol would say. Back to second place is Ryan Beagle. Every point counts, and he knows it. Dominic Roselli there. Jamie Porter rounds out the top 5. Gavin Isley is just gone. I think it's going to be a game of how close can you get to second. I don't know about the lead. Unless something happens to that 18 car, he really has this under control. Looking back a little bit further, Cody Higbee is 7th. And it goes to the bottom, like the way bottom. Alan Slight having a little bit of a connection issue there. You see him coming in and out. That is on his end. So we stay green. 10 laps to go, coming shortly to you, Jonathan. And Gavin Isley, I don't have a counter for how many of the laps he's led throughout the race so far. We'll be able to check it at the end of the race, but I am sure it is far more than 3/4.
Oh, he's been in control of this thing. Now 10 laps to go, coming at 9 to go for this 18 machine, and just really in control of this race. Great battle there. Al Slate's doing a great job hanging with this front of the field as well. Really great to see him have a great night here tonight at Eldora, doing a great job. Cody Higbee still trying to battle his way forward in this one. Hasn't really been able to be a factor in it as of yet. But Gavin Isley, he is more than just a factor. He is the car that has been pacing this field. Ryan Beagle doing a good job breaking away from the rest of the pack, but I'm not sure he's really running down Gavin Isley. We'll have to keep an eye on the timing and scoring here.
So he is about 0.88 behind in terms of seconds, and we'll catch it at the next lap log, how much he lost or gained. So 0.88 is the number to remember. And when we come back again, we're going to see that he has now got a second in between, so he has fallen back a little bit. So Gavin Isley, through all of this, is still gaining on everybody else.
Still gaining, still looking strong.
And
And it's all Gavin Isley at the front.
he's got a lot of action going on in the middle of the pack. At least we did. It's kind of starting to slow down a little bit. Dominic Roselli's still looking at Ryan Beagle. Alan Slight is trying to go for Jamie Porter. He's in 5th right now. He passed Anthony Roselli, who's now going to make a bid at him again. Cody Higbee is in 7th place. You see him right there with Pat Reiser 1 spot behind. And actually, Pat Reiser's making the middle line work really nicely. He's at least holding station with the 97. Oh, look out. We're going to have a slider and a half from Anthony Roselli. Yep, but a beautiful crossover from the number 2. 4 laps to go for these guys.
4 laps to go. Can anybody get to Gavin Isley? Beagle doing a great job in 2nd. Dominic Roselli trying to make it a back-to-back podium week for him after a big win last week. Jamie Porter trying to spoil that party. He's working to the outside. But Gavin Isley driving away with this one.
2 laps to go for Gavin Isley. Anthony Roselli, Al Slight, they're making a big battle out of 5th place right now as Roselli goes back around the 2 car. 2 laps to go for him. Cody Higbee right there in the picture. But 7th place sitting right now. That is not characteristic of what we've seen from Cody Higbee this season. Jamie Porter in screen right there. Nice run for him as he returns to the series for this week, and that will bode well for him. The white flag has come out halfway around the racetrack already. There's nobody touching him, Jonathan. I'll let you take us home.
Down the back straightaway for the final time. Here comes the Catfish. He'll dive to, maybe we'll call it the middle line, a little bit of the low line. He's been all over the racetrack, and he is your winner here tonight in the Gary Cunningham Memorial. Going for a little slide into corner number 1 after the checkers is Gavin Isley, your winner here at Eldora in what was a great race. Ryan Beagle ends up 2nd. Dominic Roselli rounding out your podium amongst the top runners here tonight. Good stuff from Gavin Isley. You know what? I kind of thought maybe he was fooling us with that performance in his heat, but he responded in a big way come feature time and did a great job.
Yeah, and I don't know about the rest. I don't know what you think, Jonathan, but I can hear him revving the engine still. I think we might have a pretty excited race winner here. So Gavin Isley is okay. I'm not sure what happened to Dominic Roselli there. He's missing a wheel after the race ends. We'll give him a quick second.
Picked a mighty fine time to leave me loose wheel.
Oh, that was a beautiful reference there. The great D.W. Darrell Waltrip would have once said. All right, let's get these guys in here if we can. And I don't see our race winner. I see Ryan Beagle, and I see Dominic Roselli. You know what? Let's go backwards. Let's start from 3rd, since he's here. And, Jonathan, I'll let you talk to Dominic. I'll bring him down for you. And, yeah, we'll go from 3rd place up.
Dominic Roselli, you're missing a wheel, bud, but welcome to the podium.
Yeah, thought I was going to have a run on Ryan, just figured why lift, and that wasn't really the answer.
Well, you survived and you got to the end. Talk to us about your drive tonight. You got up there, you led a lap or 2. You started 2nd, ended up dropping back as far as 6th. I should say 9 laps led in total, but all in all, a great night following up your victory last week.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I felt pretty good there in the beginning, started to gap everybody, and then I knew once it went all the way to the wall, I wasn't going to be as comfortable as a couple of those guys were. But towards the end of the feature, I really felt like I kind of figured out a line, and when I could hit it right, it was fast. But if I didn't, I was just no faster than anybody else.
Yeah, fair enough. And you did a great job working your line. Just talk to us about how this track changed throughout the night. I know, we did a little bit of a different track prep in giving it a little bit of a reset following the heats. But how did that affect the racing in your view?
I think it made it pretty good, honestly. It seemed like everybody was running all over there in the beginning, and then as the track progressed, it went to the wall. There was still a good bottom there for a little bit. There was still a middle. Like it was pretty good, and it's almost like what you would expect, like the last 20 laps or so to be kind of burned off. Just one lane or a couple different lanes.
Absolutely, and I agree with that one for sure. Congratulations on another podium. Really did making your mark in your rookie year. Who do you got to thank for the great performance again here tonight?
Once again, just got to thank everybody who's on the side of the car. Got to thank you guys for putting this on. You guys, Beef, Matt, and just everybody in the league. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. And congrats to Gavin. He had a hell of a run tonight.
Congratulations. There he is, your third place finisher tonight, Dominic Roselli.
And a great run from him, and a great run from this guy coming home in second place tonight. We call him the big dog, and this was a race that was a turnaround event for him last season. This season, well, Ryan, you kept it patient at the start and put the binders on when you had to, but just that 18 car might have been running on nitromethane tonight.
Yeah, there was no catching him tonight. He was in a different zip code. It's good to see.
Well, talk to us about your race. I called it out because you are one of the best in this league at just being patient through the beginning of a race, and you stayed within sight but not falling too far behind. Was that the goal in the beginning 50 laps of this 75?
Well, yeah, I just kind of wanted to be up there, like in the top 5, but I wasn't very good at the start. They threw us for a loop this week and redid the track at warm-ups, and there was a whole bunch of fuel in this setup, and I don't like the feel of it when it's got a bunch of fuel in it. And we were just kind of hanging on, and then once the fuel burned off, we were a little bit better.
Well, tell me about what this does for you points-wise, too, because this is the first time we've seen Cody Higbee have kind of a slip, and you did pretty much capitalize on it. I mean, second place is a lot of points. Talk to me about, we're moving forward. We're starting the second half of the season. It's starting to be a countdown. I'm sure this is very important to you.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what the points are like at. I think there's a drop week. I'm not sure, so that'll anything I gained tonight. I've already had a couple bad nights myself, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I think a couple weeks ago, points racing sucks. So.
Well, hey, man, that was good. Well, second place for you, Ryan. Great run from you tonight at a racetrack you're pretty darn good at. Who do you have to thank and shout out for everything that goes into that 84 car tonight?
Yeah, just everybody puts this deal on. It's a lot of fun to come on here on a Monday and just burn some laps and pass some time.
Well, we appreciate that from you. Congratulations from us, Ryan, on the second place.
Thanks.
And we lost our winner. He disappeared. He's waiting.
Well, congratulations to him regardless, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know where Gavin Isley went, but
I'll send out a quick invite. We are ready for you. Can I get it over the intercom? The driver of the number 18 car to the front straightaway, please. The driver of the number 18 car to the front straightaway, please. We'll see if we can talk to him. I'll bring the results up on the screen. In the meantime, I'll just keep track of things. Gavin Isley is your winner over Ryan Beagle and Dominic Roselli. We talked to those two. Jamie Porter, fourth place. Good run for him on his return. Anthony Roselli rounds out the top 5. Alan Slight, sixth. Seventh place for Cody Higbee. That's his worst finish of the year so far. That's pretty crazy. We also broke the streak of podiums for the 97 car. Pat Reiser in 8th place. Matt DeRitter, 9th. Didn't really bring it that far forward. Well, he did for a little while, and then it fell back again. Rounding out your top 10, Tyler Pachalski. 11th place for Jeff Sharp. 12th for Corby Daniels. Travis Cunningham, 13th. And Richie Pereira, 1 lap down in 14th. Good race around the board. It's pretty clean, especially considering we only have one car that's only 1 lap down. That's not too shabby, Jonathan.
not too shabby at all. Good stuff all around from this field tonight. And I really got to shout out the call to change up the track and give it a little reset there. I think that made a huge difference here tonight.
I definitely agree with that. I think we might have found something in that situation, setting the track back like that. Especially we didn't have way too many guys out on the track at the same time, so it didn't wear too bad, didn't go too fast, but just enough for us to have a good run to the finish. So we'll see. We're trying to hold out, just make sure if Gavin Isley wants to come back in here or not, but I don't know. Jonathan, Eldora, What do we do? Volusia next? Do you think Volusia and Eldora, they kind of look alike? Do you think they translate? And how do you feel about the two of them back-to-back for weeks?
I think there is a little bit of similarity. I think if you had a great run here tonight, I think you're going to have a lot of confidence going forward. And you should have confidence going forward. And if you're Gavin Isley, you got to be feeling really good about your opportunities to really start closing in. And if you're Cody Higby, you better go back to the drawing board and right whatever went wrong here tonight. Because, again, drop weeks make a difference. All that sort of stuff is going to affect how things shake out in the end. But you don't want to be having too many nights like this where you're not there for the start of the call and you end up, not even really cracking the top 5.
I would agree with that. We'll have to see how that translates forward. And I think we're going to call it on. I don't think we're going to get back this guy. But, I mean, he left it out there for us. He showed us what he had. I don't think words would amass what Gavin Isley was able to do tonight. So he won his second race of the season, and Eldora voted well for him. So with that, I think it's that time of the night, our friends. On behalf of MDR Designs, Murder Graphics, the Southern Ontario Dirt Show, Creative Turnings, Dig Race Products, 47 Technology, BRPtv, this has been the Gary Cunningham Memorial, one of the prime and important races that we do every year, so we are more than happy. We're actually it's a pleasure actually to bring it to you here on BRPtv. For those of you who follow along with us on Facebook, keep up with the BRP iRacing series page and us here on BRPtv through there. If you're with us on YouTube, you can subscribe and hit that bell icon notification. That tells you when we go live each time we race. Race 11 has concluded, and Race 12 from Volusia comes in 1 week's time. And on behalf of all of our partners, our drivers, our sponsors, our fans, our friends, our families, this is Jonathan Howe alongside myself, Joe Donahue in the booth for Corby Daniels and Matt DeRitter running the show. It has been a pleasure tonight, and it always is. So until next time, be safe. There's a little bit of snow, a little bit of winter weather coming through, at least in my neck of the woods. So hopefully everybody stays out of harm's way there, and we'll be ready to go in 1 week's time. But until then, take it easy, everybody. We'll see you from the Sunshine State next time.